Welcome to your round 27 LTW, which is basically the recap of the round. Bit late than usual, but let's begin. We're going to start with talking about the news about Teddy Swims, as he's going to headline the 2025 Telstra Premiership Grand Final Entertainment. Obviously, the AFL has Snoop Dogg, but we've got Teddy Swims. Great for the game. I think he'll do great, obviously. But yeah, that's good. Maybe you'll be able to get more crowd attendance already. I know there'll already be a lot, but could definitely be some extras because of fans of Teddy Swim. Then you got now onto the NRL, where on Thursday the Broncos and the Storm versus each other in an important game to see if the Broncos would make the 4. Now, if the Broncos lost, the Sharks would probably end up making the 4. The Warriors could as well. It was that battle between the three teams, and the Broncos prevailed, shocking the Storm 30-14. And REECE WALSH was amazing. Of all the memes going off about him drinking from the toilet seat, he did brilliantly. And it looks like it really worked well for him. But yeah, the Broncos got that win. The Storm, Hughes is now out injured, so that could be bad for their finals run. But we'll have to see what happens. Then we go over to Friday, where the Roosters and the... Sorry, we go over to the Seagulls and the Warriors. No, I skipped something. But yeah, it was a really close game between the two sides, but Manly upset the Warriors 27-26. Now the Warriors have lost again. They lost to Parramatta last week and now to Manly. It's actually DCE's final game at Manly, and he also was able to get that winning point because he took a 1-point field goal early in the game, and the Warriors ended up scoring a try. So ended up working out for them quite well. Now we'll go over to the Roosters and the Rabbitohs, and it did look close at that start of the game, like the Rabbitohs could do something, but this eventually, especially in that second half, the Roosters just dominated and caused them to win 36-6, retaining their place in the top 8, and for the Rabbitohs end up finishing in 14th. We'll talk about the ladder though at the end. We go on to Saturday, where the Dragons and the Penrith Panthers took on each other, and it was an expected Penrith win. Obviously, Penrith didn't win. They could have dropped down to 8th, but they did win by 20 points. They were like around 20 points up, and the Dragons looked like they had a possibility to come back, but then the Panthers ended up scoring around 20 more, so they won the game 40-20. But the Dragons' poor end of the season really shows on the ladder. But over in the Gold Coast, the Titans were able to shock and upset over the Tigers 36-28. Tigers won the lead in this game, but they were able to come back, do their best, and the Titans and Des Hasler's final game as the Titans coach, they were able to win 36-28 and save themselves from not getting the spoon, because the Knights ended up losing the para, which we'll talk about when we get to that game. But then on the final Saturday game was between the Bulldogs and the Sharks at a core, and the Sharks, wow, they really turned up. Even though they knew they couldn't make the top 4, they turned up and they played amazingly. They couldn't drop down, they couldn't move up, but they just played amazingly, and the Bulldogs unfortunately just weren't a very good side on the day, and the Sharks looked really good going to the finals. Final score was 6-24. Then you go on the Sunday now, and the Dolphins actually dominated the Raiders exactly as what the league said in his predictions. It was the Dolphins 62 to the Raiders 24, dominance in Redcliffe, and I'm sure they'll be very happy with that. Raiders, obviously, most of their squad was out, but still, it's a poor performance. Shouldn't be conceding 62 to the Dolphins, though matter what. Then we go to the final game, where there was another absolute massive scoreline, where the Eels beat the Newcastle Knights 66-10. Lucky enough to be at the game. Triple for Moses, triple for Malika. Dylan Brown even got a try on this final game. Dylan the Silver's first try for the Parramatta Eels as well. So it was all around a good game for the entire team. Whole lots of fun, and we just played much better than the Knights, causing the Knights to get the spoon. But now, finally, we will look at the ladder, which was, well, it looks exactly like this, where we see the Raiders first, second Storm, Bulldogs, Broncos, Sharks, Warriors, Penrith, and Roosters, which is the expected top 8. Outside of it is the Dolphins, Manly, then Parramatta got up to 11th, Cowboys in 12th, 13th is the Tigers, 14th the Rabbitohs, 15th the Dragons. They dropped down a lot. 16th the Titans, and 17th, and getting the wooden spoon this year, is Knights. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.